Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you the use of binomial theorem. Last time we proved the binomial theorem as this, because in using Pascal triangle, you need to construct a layer by layer. So it's difficult for us to find the expansion when n is too large. And so, with the help of binomial theorem, we know the coefficients of any term, and thus it helps us do the expansion. Now, since we are not so familiar with the summation sign, so I would like to write down it term by terms and let you see the patterns. It starts from k equals 0. So in this, a plus b to the power of n is actually nc0 a to the power of n minus 0. I don't write the 0th power for a. b0 nc1 a to the power of n minus 1 b1 nc2 a to the power of n minus 2 b squared, and so on until k is n. So at last we have ncn a to the power of n minus n b to the power of n. Now usually, since we know nc0 and ncn are 1, so we usually do not write in the expansion. And also, for the first term and the last term, we know there should be some 0th power of some value. So we do not write them as well. So we will start with a to the power of n. And then we start with the pattern nc1 a to the power of n minus 1b, nc2 a to the power of n minus 2b squared, and so on until b to the power of n. Okay, this step would be our usual first term in doing the binomial expansion. What's more, if the power is n instead of an integer, it's better for you to memorize the format of the first few coefficients instead of memorizing the general expression for NCR. For NC1 is n. Do you still remember we copy the term here for 1 time over 1 factorial, so it's just n. For NC2, we start from n, copy 2 terms, and then divided by 2 factorial, and it's the same as divided by 2, so I usually write divided by 2. Okay, so the pattern goes on until the last term. So this is the binomial expansion. Now, I would like to tell you one thing, is that for this term, we call it the general term to the expansion of a plus b to the power of n. But I would like you to pay attention to the value of k here. The value of k here. What is this term actually in the expansion? Now, let's look at the first 2 terms in the expansion, the first line here. When k is 0, we are finding the first term, isn't it? When k equals 1, we are finding the second term. Then, what about when it's k plus when the value is k? We are actually finding the k plus 1 term. Can you see the pattern here? So, in general, when we talk about the binomial expansion, when we are talking about the general term, we are usually referring to the k plus 1th term. Or in the textbook, it says the r plus 1th term, not just the kth term. Okay, it's a little bit different from what you may think of about general term. Okay, so we always refer to the k plus 1th term as the general term, and the term looks like that. Okay, so this term is actually a tool to find some particular term in the expansion, and I'm going to show you some of the uses of this general term. Okay, but before that, let's look at a few examples in using binomial expansion theorem to do the expansion. First of all, to expand y squared plus 4 to the power of 6 in descending power of y up to this term. Up to this term, that means you can just stop at this term. And also, you should note you are expanding in descending power of y, and what's inside the bracket you need to arrange in descending power of y as well. Okay, when everything is ready, then you can start your work. You know that the first term would be raised to the power of 6. Second term, we start to have the NC1, reduce 1 power here, and then we include 1 term here. And then we have, 6C1. And 6C2, we have this one raised to the power of 4 and 4 squared. And you know that it's done already because it's y to the power of 8, and then you know that the terms follow would be the power is less than 8. But then we stop here, but we do not just stop writing, we need to write ... which means there's something still going on, but we don't care about it. Okay? And then we just need to simplify all the things and it's done. We have y to the power of 12, and then we have something times y to the power of 10. And then in your calculator, you do not need to remember the value of these kind of thing at the moment. So in your calculator, you can find the values of 6C1, 6C2, etc. Okay, in your calculator, above this division sign, there is a symbol NCR. So if you want to find 6C1, you press 6, shift division sign 1, and then you will find the value of 6C1 being 6. So as 6C2, you press 6, shift division 2, you will get 6C2 is 15. So you do not actually need to remember the values of NCR. So we have a 6C1 times 4, which is 6C1 times 4, which is 24. 24y to the power of 10. And also, we will have 240y to the power of 8. And it's done. Okay, don't forget the plus ... Otherwise, it would be regarded as a wrong answer. Okay? Next. The second example here, to expand it in descending power of x up to the term x to the power of 7. And note that the bracket inside is not arranged in descending power of x. And then you need to change the order by reversing the term, and there is a negative sign picked out, and then to the power of 9. And then you apply the law of indexes to get this negative sign being negative after power 9. And we can do our expansion here. The first term, x to the power of 9, and then in last video, I have told you when there's a minus here, you can write the sign, alternating signs, instead of write negative 3 to the power of something. Okay, so there should be a negative, and 9C1, we have x to the power of 8, we have 3. Okay, don't write negative 3 here because we deal with the sign here already. And next we have 9C2, x to the power of 7, and 3 squared. And then the term is ends here, so we can write plus dot dot dot. And simplify the values and remove the brackets. We have negative x to the power of 9 plus 27x to the power of 8 minus 324x to the power of 7 plus dot dot dot, and it's done. Okay? Now example 3. It requires you to apply the general term here because there is a particular term here. And the fifth term in the expansion in ascending power of a, so you need to know that when you have to arrange the terms in ascending power inside the bracket. So we find the general term, the k plus 1th term in the expansion for b plus a over 2 to the power of 7 in ascending power of a is, the general term is a 7ck 4b 7 minus k power, and then a over 2 to the power of k. Now the k plus 1th term is like this, and then when you are asked to find the 5th term, that means k is 4. K is 4, and so the 5th term is 7c4 4b to the power of 7 minus 4, that's 3, and then a over 2 to the power of 4. And then you just need to find the value of 7c4 times 4 to the power of 3, and then divided by 2 to the power of 4, and it's 140. And then a to the power of 4 and b cubed. That's the answer. Okay, it's a little bit long, but then I would like to show you with different types of question in using the binomial expansion, and there are more to come in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching.